The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Wednesday, the 4th day of June, 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by, excuse me, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamal Hartman, and Teo Dill will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in the news break brought to you by People's. I don't know, I'm allergic to Wednesdays or something. I've been sneezing since yesterday. What happened? I put all these candles on, and I had the... what's those things called where they the air comes out of them and you put a scent in it? What's those things called, folks? You know what I'm talking about. What are they called? Not filtered things. They make your house smell nice. You put water in it, then you put the scents in. You put some drops of peppermint or lavender or lemongrass. Sorry. You know what I mean. But what are they called? Anyway, all those scents, probably not a good idea. Got me sneezing and wheezing and feeling a little stuffed up, so I guess I'm probably not supposed to do that. Yes, thank you. Michelle Doors says diffuser. Yes, the diffuser. It smells nice, but had me a little sneezy wheezy. All right, but I hope everyone's doing great. It is what's traditionally known as Hump Day. Yep, Hump Day. Just want to give a shout out to everyone tuned in on Hot 107.5. Thank you all for rocking with us. Don't forget, if you're listening on Hot 107.5, do us a favor, take a video of you listening, showing your dial, and send an email to engage@thedailyhour.com. We may bring you a little something. We may give you something. Not a promise, but we may reward you. Also, real quickly, I'll say this over and over during the show. People's Pharmacy, you want to get out there today after 10, you'll see Sancha. Sancha might have a little gift card or something for you to help you shop. So go check our team out. The Daily Hour team is at People's Pharmacy from 10 o'clock today. I'm not going to say how long they'll be there, but they'll be there from 10. So if you got a little break, a little recess, lunch, do they have recess in the work world? No. But you have breaks, but you get my point. If you got a little chance, go check out our team at People's Pharmacy this morning. Anyway, hope everyone's well. Charles Jeffer says lemon pepper. I was describing the scents and I said lemon pepper. I meant lemongrass. Ease me up. Give me some grace, folks. Give me some grace. Give me some grace. We've got Suzanne Ingham says it's a super awesome Warrior Wednesday, Jamal. Warrior Wednesday. I like that one. We are up, alive, moving, and here together on TDH once again. Also, for those who are tuned into Hot 107.5, if you'd like to comment, you can go on thedailyhour.com, on YouTube or Facebook. You can comment, and your comments will be read or live on this show as well. All right. Well, greetings to everyone, and thanks for making us a part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Justin Tavares on from the Bermuda Pest Control. We're going to be discussing how we can all have a pest-free summer. Oh, that's the one thing that the warmer weather brings those pests out. So I'm looking forward to the conversation to find out what we can do to keep them away from us. The daily play is music today. I want to see how many people have their music game up to scratch. So it should be fun. But something tells me I know the answer everyone's going to say, And something tells me that answer is going to be wrong. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. Charles says recess is for adults. Recess for adults is a smoke break for smokers. Oh, okay. So I don't smoke. I don't get a break. That's not fair. Let's jump into today's discussion, folks. The discussion is brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure Trucking. Your opinions are so valid. So I was talking to probably one of the most established businessmen in Bermuda, very accomplished. And we were talking about how we can go about lowering the cost of living for Bermuda and Bermudians. And one of the challenges that this person said to me is that retail is hard for retailers in Bermuda because the volume, like if you look at retailers in the US, they can order 1 million shirts of one size and pay $2 because of volume and sell those shirts for like $20, right? And make a huge profit. Bermuda, volume wise, you probably can't even order 100 of the same size in a shirt. And so those same shirts that person's getting for $2 may actually cost $20 to get for a Bermudian retailer. That makes sense? So the question of the morning are, what are your thoughts on foreign retailers entering Bermuda? What are your thoughts on foreign retailers entering Bermuda? And I'll start here. Would you welcome a Walmart or a Target to Bermuda? Yes or no? Just a yes or no in the audience. Would you welcome a Walmart or Target in Bermuda's retail space? Yes or no? This is going to be interesting because I'm going to project. I'm going to project and make a prediction that most people are going to say no. But would you welcome Walmart or Target or maybe CVS or Walgreens in the Bermuda retail space? What are your thoughts on foreign retailers overall entering the space? I remember Sir John and the burger bill back in the day when they were trying to bring McDonald's after the base closed and we had no more McDonald's. And I remember that big debate about that back then. It didn't really go too well. I mean, we never got the burger bill passed, but I don't think that was so much as foreigners because I think it would have been Bermuda owned. I think it was more to do with, our uniqueness and not having that fast food vibe in Bermuda. But this is different. These are big retailers. I'll give my opinion in a second, but just want to hear from the audience. What are your thoughts on foreign retailers entering Bermuda? And would you welcome Walmart or Target to Bermuda? Would you welcome Walmart or Target to Bermuda? Suzanne Ingham says no. She would not welcome Walmart or Target to Bermuda. Tell us more, Suzanne. Tell us more. Anyone else? What are your thoughts? Would you welcome Walmart or Target to Bermuda? But also, what are your thoughts on foreign retailers entering Bermuda's space? Like, even if it's a bid to reduce, as they say, reduce the spend. Michelle Doors says, my shopper's heart says yes, but I pause when I think about our local vendors. Okay. Yep. Manuela John says no. Okay. Sean Smith says yes. Okay. Sean Smith says yes. What else, audience? Would you welcome Walmart or Target to Bermuda? And what are your thoughts on foreign retailers entering Bermuda? So, look, I'm no business expert. I legit, small fish in a small pond. Like, that's just, I accept who I am. And some people say, oh, no, don't stop. No, we are who we are sometimes, right? But I respect those who have accomplished so much that when this was said to me, I had to digest it and try to understand what they meant. And then I was like, how would it truly work, though? Because if you bought a Walmart or a Target to Bermuda in hopes that it reduces the pricing of goods, right, because they can buy in greater volume, that business located in Bermuda still has to pay Bermuda-like salaries. So I'm not quite sure what the business model would be like. Like, am I making sense? Like, how would it really help the local economy? Like, you can't pay a person in Bermuda's retail space the same as you're paying them in Georgia or Florida or Texas. Like, it just the prices of the clothing may be the same, but I'm unsure of how the model would work. That's number one. Number two, um, I just it would just be another like dagger against local businesses and entrepreneurs. I mean, we already have enough international business in another sector. And I shouldn't say we have enough, but we have a dominant sector with international companies. Why the one sector where retailers, Bermudian retailers, are struggling to make do? Why would we make that more difficult for them? People who have like worked so hard to build these spaces. Now, maybe partnerships, but like letting them in and like take right over, I think that would be detrimental for not just the local economy, but like culturally, you know? But again, what are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on foreign retailers entering Bermuda? And would you welcome Walmart or Target to Bermuda? Yes or no? Renee Simmons says, yes, we would have more of a variety. We are limited here, but with another, we will have more choices. Would we have more of a variety though? Because I don't think it's okay. I think we really have to understand business volume to understand how it works. I'd like to. I know I want to understand that because I've heard that for ages that we'd have more of a variety, right? I need to understand that differently though, because living in the U.S. pretty much half of my life. I mean, I don't see much difference as far as variety. And we're talking about these two stores in particular. We're not talking about like you can get variety if you go to like, you know, other retailers, but with them, I don't see much of a variety. I see the same stuff pretty often. So I want to understand that. Dorian says no, all their profits will leave Bermuda. Dorian, thank you. With local businesses, the money is likely to circulate. With these kinds of businesses, the money, in one breath, I understand that, okay, yes, it could reduce the cost of goods, but the money that's being spent isn't floating, circulating in the economy. You get me? So it's a tough one, folks. I don't think it's the right answer. Again, question of the morning. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by our friends at the BAC Group of Companies, Medicals, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, and your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure Trucking. For those of you tuned into Hot 1075, don't forget you can take a video recording yourself listening and showing the dial on your radio station in your car or wherever you're tuned in, and you can send it an email to engage@thedailyhour.com. Also, don't forget, you want to check out our team. We're going to be at People's Pharmacy at 10 today, and come check us out. Probably, if you're nice to us, we might have a little gift card or something for you. So come check us out and do some shopping while you engage our team at People's Pharmacy today. All right, let's get back to the question. What are your thoughts on foreign retailers entering Bermuda to possibly reduce the cost of goods? But also, would you welcome a Walmart or Target to Bermuda? Would you welcome a Walmart or Target to Bermuda? Manuela John says, we don't want to open that door. Could we limit it? With the fees attached, there may not be much difference. Okay. WKD Lama says no, just a straight no. Michelle Doors says, I like the idea of partnerships like with Brown & Co. and Bath and Body Works. Okay. I'm not familiar, but okay. Yeah, partnerships are great. You know, they make it sounds like a good idea. So what else, audience? What else do you think? What else do you have on your mind as far as what are your thoughts on foreign retailers entering Bermuda's market to possibly reduce the cost of goods for consumers, but also would you welcome Walmart or Target to Bermuda? Would you welcome them? I just, again, I'll say it repeatedly. I just don't like the idea of the money, as Dorian said, leaving the economy. I think the whole purpose of local businesses is to keep money circulating so that they can hire people and keep people employed and able to pay their bills and be consumers as well. I don't think that it would be a good idea. Again, I'm not the smartest apple on the tree, so don't take what I'm saying as gospel. But I think that would be detrimental to Bermuda's economy. I truly believe that. We've got Suzanne Ingham kind of large, so we'll do our best to read it short. She says, if the base were still here and they had it on there and invited us to come, that is one thing. We are not the USA. How will them open up? I don't know what she said. Basically, she says we already have local retailers with reasonable prices. We don't need our money leaving. We need it to run around our island to help us, not other countries. Yeah, I completely understand your point, Suzanne. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, Dorian went where I was going. We need to be focused on foreign investment that allows for at least a significant portion of profits to be circulated in our economy. We need to focus on this. Indeed, indeed. WKD Lama says, I don't understand how it would reduce cost. Maybe they put their products in local stores instead. So what was being told to me, WKD Lama, is, again, volume-wise, right? So if Target and Walmart purchase such great volume because they're chains, they're big chains, so they can purchase a shirt for literally $2, right? And like purchase 1 million of them because of they have that volume and spread it across the stores in the US, right? So 1 million shirts for $2. They can go then say, okay, we're going to sell these 1 million shirts for $12.99, right? So Bermuda now, a retailer may want to purchase the same shirt from the same shirt maker. And because we don't have the volume in Bermuda, they're only able to purchase 100. And because they're only purchasing 100, they're being charged $20 per shirt. And that $20 now, for them to make any sort of money, they might have to charge $30 for the shirt. So the idea the person was trying to say is that instead of paying a local retailer $30 for the shirt, let's allow Target and Walmart to come where the person can only pay $12.99, right? So that's why Bermudians tend to think that, oh, things are so much cheaper in the US. It really comes down to volume. It's not that local retailers are trying to rob you or steal or, take more than what they need. I mean, retailers in the US, they do the same thing. It's just that they have greater volume. Does that make sense, audience? I hope that makes sense, the way I explained it. I'm not the best at this. Hadley and Swan says, I would love for Walmart or Target to be in Bermuda. Okay. Why? We'd like to know why. Anything else, audience? What are your thoughts on foreign retailers entering Bermuda? And would you welcome Walmart or Target to Bermuda? Would you welcome Walmart or Target to Bermuda? Again, you know where I stand. I am a super duper NO at this point. I just don't see how it would benefit the local economy and locals overall. I mean, yeah, it may reduce costs for something, but overall, is that really helping us? Interested to see what Teo thinks about this as well. This is your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure Truck. And don't forget, we've got Justin Tavares coming up. We're going to be discussing how to keep those pest, not Teo, pest, not Teo, pest. I have to say that. He could be a pest too. Yeah. But anyway, well, not to me anymore. But he does have a wife. She has to put up with him. Shika Rana says no. She says no to Walmart and Target. And Sean Smith says the money already leaves the island when these companies buy their inventory. You are assuming these companies are making large profits. Absolutely, the money does. But I mean, and that's the thing. They're not making great profits. I mean, their margins are very low. But at least when they are, purchasing that stuff overseas, because most countries do, that's trade, right? But when they resell it and try to make that profit, the money is able to circulate in the economy. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's give thanks to Titan Express and Secure Trucking, and then bring Teo Dillon. I'm interested to know Teo's opinion on this as well. He seems like a pretty fly guy. He spends on glasses at least.
The daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
All righty, welcome back to the show, and we are going to bring Teo Dillon for the Daily Hour News Break. Don't forget, we've got Justin Tavares coming up. Should be an interesting conversation as we discuss Pest in the summer in Bermuda.
Hey, morning, Jay. Morning, fam. Number one. I'm not a pest.
I said that.
I am inquisitive.
Inquisitive. Okay.
Number two, the fact that we're talking about the presence of Walmart or Target on the island, and you connected my purchasing fly glasses with those particular businesses suggests that you don't know what fly is, for one. Right.
Well, I mean, Tay.
You get ahead of your skis sometimes when you
try to fly for you, not fly.
Okay, all right, you brought it back. Well done. All right, yeah. You covered it.
So what you saying that you can't find some fly glasses at Walmart and Target?
No. You can find like interesting glasses, but like ones that are like dope. I just don't think it's possible. Or at least if they are like cool looking, they're not gonna last you. Like the kind of glasses you take them all 14 times and the arm snaps by the 13th type thing. I don't know. I'm just broadly anti these big what? But big
so honestly, I was kind of shocked that this person said it to me, right? Mm. I was honestly shocked as a person who's been very successful in business in Bermuda that they would be advocating for something like this.
Yeah, it's bizarre. They must have the hookup.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they know somebody at Walmart, and they would be part owner of the franchise, and like because I just there's no way in a community like this, considering the history of those kinds of companies in small places in the U.S. or around the world, like Walmart kills towns.
Literally, remember there were Teo not long ago. There were literally people in small towns protesting against Walmart's coming into their small towns, like in South Dakota and throughout the Midwest. Like they didn't want that because here's the thing. People were so connected to their community retailers and their stores. Like you would go down the street and talk to such and such, the owners. And it was they were a part of the community. They weren't just businesses taken out of the community. They were a part of the community.
You're feeding your neighbors,
right?
As your neighbors feed you. Mm-hmm. That's what it comes down to. But when companies like this enter the space, they can undercut everybody else in the market because they're just operating at a different scale. And like it's no longer feasible for them to stay in business. Like in Bermuda, that the one thing that I think is good about this conversation or reassuring is that based on that fundamental model, Bermuda couldn't possibly be a place where something like Walmart or Target could actually make their money back because it quiet as it's kept, their margins are super narrow too. Mm-hmm. It's just they sell so much stuff that they're able to make a bunch of money that way.
Right, and you explained it so simple. It took me like I was trying to like communicate that effectively, right? But I think Teo just summed it up. It's they're able to make money because of volume, folks. Mm-hmm. That's it. Like it's and this is where I'm very sensitive to local retailers, right? I'm very sensitive because we have a tendency in Bermuda as Bermudians to think that everyone's robbing us, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, probably not. Like it probably cost them $20 to get that product to Bermuda. Well, to buy it. That's not including duty and stuff. Now you may have gotten that product for $12.99 at Walmart, Target, Home Depot, wherever, right? But Jay paid $20, then the tax and duty. So them charging you $40, the margin's probably only $2.
Well, see, I have a formula for this kind of thing, right? And now it is loose. It's obviously imprecise. The Bermuda premium, to me, the reasonable Bermuda premium, where it's always going to be worth it to me to pay my neighbor rather than go online and on Amazon or whatever. It's between 2.5 and 3 times the price, because if based on what I could get on like overseas type thing. The reason for that is because I know they're not just selling me this product. Like, they are keeping their lights on. They got electricity bills just like me. They got to pay the payroll tax. They got to pay for insurance. They got to cover their mortgage. They got to make sure that their kids are fed and clothed. So they got all those Bermuda bills too, and they're baking that into the particular product they're selling me. So I accept that, and it's not something I'm happy or upset about. It's just the cost of doing business in Bermuda. Now, the thing is, though, some local retailers, and we all have experienced it in one place or another, they tear the behind out of it, where that Bermuda premium is not 2.5 or 3 times. It's like 6, 7. And it's like, come on, man. Like, because then it feels like you treat me like I was about to say a bad word. You're tearing the behind out of it and picking spots where you think you can get away with it, where the convenience factor is such that people will overlook that extraordinary markup. But that is not the standard reality in Bermuda, because it just wouldn't be practical.
Right.
It simply would not be practical, because remember, fundamental law of economics, the prices that are set are entirely driven by what the market can bear, right? Because if the prices get too high, people stop buying stuff and the prices go down. So the reason they're at the level they are is because we keep paying them. Straight up.
Yeah. I think that's an important thing for people to remember, that they determine market value as well. Like their consumer spending, consumer power, consumer behavior is what dictates things. So if they put the price too high and you're like, it's too high, you got to make sure nobody buys it, because if people buying it, it just means, well, you're not buying it because you can't afford it.
Now, there is one spot locally where that law is a little awkwardly applied, which is to say for necessities, right? Because necessities, it don't matter what the price is. You're gonna pay it because you need it to live, to keep yourself housed, clothed, you're receiving healthcare, etc. And that's where it can get a little funny, or not just funny, downright evil. But I don't think that is pervasive on the island at all.
Let's read these 2 comments before you start the news. So we got Shikarena. She says, and once towns are dependent on big box stores, employee relations go downhill. Bermuda isn't ready for that. Yep. Manuela John said, a few years ago, Target opened in Canada. About a year or so later, they were gone. Why? Did the people push them out? Did they not support them? Mark Arthur C. Phillips says, I do believe that Walmart has been banned from NYC or surrounding business suffer. It was something. I remember Amazon was trying to do something in New York and people marched against it.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez it's one of the first big public political stances she took, advocating against the presence of a huge Amazon distribution center in New York City proper, based on this argument. Like, if this thing comes here, it's going to move a whole bunch of money through the city, but it's going to also significantly downgrade the availability and quality of employment for people in the city.
Did you really just call the AOC by her entire name?
Well, I don't want to assume that.
Oh, sorry. It's not just me and you. Sorry. Audience. Sorry.
I mean, I wish everybody knew AOC like that, because she's dope. Sorry. But you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, I just thought everyone knew about AOC at this point. But my apologies, folks. You may not know who he was talking about. Yeah,
the congressman from New York. She's young. She's a Bernie Sanders devotee, I guess is the best way to put it.
She's my ex-girlfriend. Yes. Okay, cool. Tell you what you
wish. She fly though. She is fly.
Yeah.
Now, in a really sad piece of news, 63-year-old Norman, aka Sonny Bell, has sadly been confirmed as the person who was found dead in the Lodge Point area in Sands Monday morning. According to the BPS, his lifeless body was found around 10:40 a.m. Monday morning, and an investigation into the circumstances of his death is now active. If you saw Mr. Bell on Sunday, June 1st, and know anything about his whereabouts on that day, please contact DS Shannon Trott of the Serious Crimes Unit on 717-2152-247-1739 or strott@bps.bm.
Very sad. So sending love to family, friends, and the community on Mr. Bell's passing.
Mm-hmm. And in other policing news, the BPS's main focus for this summer will be preventing violence straight up. BPS Assistant Commissioner Martin Weeks spent some time with Jay yesterday morning on the Daily Hour, talking about a range of issues, including crime prevention, while underlining that none of it can be done effectively or sustainably without consistent community support.
This morning, some of your callers have hit on it. It's not just the police that's got to do this. I mean, so Robert Peel, when he founded the Metropolitan Police, he brought up what is still known as the Peelian principles. And the biggest one, the one that sticks out in this conversation, is the police are the people and the people are the police. We are of the people. We are not an invading army. We are part of the community. We are, the guys who will do the dirty work that other people don't want to do for you, the community. But we need your help. It is down to the community to help the police police the island. We get paid to do some functions, but we can't do those functions in a bubble. We have to have the assistance of our community to do it.
I have a question for you. In the United States, I completely can understand why people have an issue with the police, because traditionally, when you think of history, the way the police have been set up and how certain groups have been targeted, it just makes sense. I think Bermuda's history, we had a lot of British cops back in the day, and that was seen as colonialism and so on. But into today, when you see so many police officers who are people of the community, the Bermudians, people, you drink with them, you party with them, and so on. Why do you think that it's so hard for us to actually engage them about serious matters then?
Small town stuff, I think, more than anything else. It's in the same way that we've got, the level of sexual assault and abuse, right? Where, I know I'm not speaking out of turn, but this is painful, but it is an inescapable truth of being in Bermuda. Like, there are families participating in the show right now, like, listening, people, we're talking to each other right now, that know that an older member of their family did great harm to a younger member of their family. And everybody knows, and nobody really does anything about it. Because what makes taking that forward not worth it is the potential disruption to daily life. Like, I don't want to be the one to make everything awkward and cause friction, and because I'm gonna bump into the people that I caused the friction with, and when you live in a place this small, like, disrupting the day-to-day routine, like normalcy, it just feels that much worse. And I think that's why folks don't communicate with the police, because if you do that, that person that you talk to the police about, like, their lives are going to change, and their cousins' lives are going to change, their families, and those are your friends, your neighbors. Like, you don't want to be the one to throw all of that off. And I know that sounds like really small potatoes, but I really think that's what it is about them. Like, people don't want to rock the boat.
That's been proven. I think even when you look at our conscription thing, the amount of people that used to come up on the side and silently say, "Hey man, thank you for fighting this. I did it," and tell us stuff. Like, I think people genuinely, even the people using this show, the amount of people who will write me, whether it's WhatsApp, emails, on the street, "Oh, can you talk about it?" Like, they don't want to risk their mortgage. Like, I growing up, I only heard about like the EBP doing that to people, like, seriously. But now it's like people are so afraid to lose their jobs and so on. So I get it. Tying that to police, I think people don't want to lose their friends and family and be like the one that tore their families apart. Yeah, I get it.
Right. And like it's really hard to argue strenuously that that's an unreasonable position. Like that's the trade-off, right? And thank God for the people that are able to get beyond that and honor like their sort of deeper value set. Like, no, I believe in justice and fairness and what's right. And everybody get past that. Like, I don't care if these people don't talk to me ever again, if this is just the right thing to do. Like, thank God for that. So in other unrelated news, we're a couple days now into the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, and the first week should remain pretty light as far as storm systems. Thank goodness. The list of names for this year's storms has been published. It's a repeat of the list from 2019. The most generally noteworthy name on the list for us is Hurricane Umberto, which, as you recall, beat Bermuda up pretty badly back in 2019. Most of the island lost power, with outages continuing for the better part of 2 weeks. $25 million in damage, with significant harm being done to LFW and the Bermuda Weather Service Center itself. Hopefully, Umberto stays away this year. Now, the other interesting name on the list is the last one. You can see down in the far right corner. Is biting off my beautiful wife's moniker. It'd be pretty dope. I talked about it last night to have like married a hurricane. You know what I'm saying? But, but I asked her, I was like, how do you, like, let's say there's a Hurricane Wendy, like, how would you feel about that? And she said, it depends on how many people die.
Wow. I feel like, you, man.
That's a really good question.
Yeah. You know what? It's interesting because there will never be a Hurricane Teo or Jamel. But
racist.
Yeah, that's how they are. Like, they, our names ain't suitable, right? But
yeah,
man, I wonder if people, like, because I knew a few Emilys back in the day when Hurricane Emily happened. I wonder if they walked around with guilt because the amount of damage it did. I mean, no lives lost, but
I promise you, people done teased them like, "Oh, here comes Emily." Bring the outdoor furniture in. You know what she's gonna do? Tip her the tables.
Bermudians are like that too.
Yeah. I would have done it if I knew an Emily. It's funny. Now, speaking of hurricane, speaking of hurricane season, we have another reason to be annoyed at Donald Trump. You know how the Bermuda Weather Service and every meteorological website that we consult refers to the NOAA and the NHC, that the National Oceanic and Atmospheric and National Hurricane Center. These are two U.S. federal agencies that have been slashed by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge push, which means that there are less people working on predicting the presence and paths of the kind of hurricanes that we here in Bermuda need to worry about.
NOAA has lost about 900 employees, which is 7% of its staff, doing all types of different activities, one of which is through the National Weather Service. And experts have told us that there are concerns about both the agency's ability to predict and respond to weather activity, but also to coordinate across agencies with FEMA, for instance. At this week's hurricane press conference about the hurricane outlook, there was not a FEMA official present. And a prior FEMA administrator told a colleague of mine at Reuters that that's very uncommon. Typically, the agency would want to show close collaboration and that everyone's working together to get ready.
I mean, maybe Elon heard about shark oil and thought it could do all the job. That's an interesting brother.
Yeah, I would. The ketamine expands the imagination. You know what I mean? So it's possible. Yeah. As far as weather is concerned, the rest of this week should be straight up gorgeous, which is great. High pressure is taking up more room in our airspace, which will keep skies bright and clear. Plus, northerly winds will also give us much more comfortable, that is to say, lower levels of humidity. So you ain't got to worry as much about the poof. Everything should pretty much stay in place.
All righty. Tay, it's National Cheese Day over here. So we want to ask, it was eggs the other day, like how you ask your eggs, and your boy don't do eggs, and I don't do cheese either. So I'm going to ask you all, what's your favorite kind of cheese? Teo, you seem like a cheese guy.
No, I'm really not, I adore real Parmesan. Like, not the shredded stuff you get in the bag. I mean, that'll work in a pinch, but the stuff, that you get the slices from the big, huge wedges. And you can tell it's good when it's got these little bubbles, like little crystals of just flavor in it. Good Parmesan will save your life.
So,
But other than that, I'm not really into cheese like that.
You know, when I did eat cheese, I used to like that cheese. It was I forget what it's called, but it was gooey in the middle, and you spread it on your crackers and stuff. What's it called, folks? Man, I used to know that cheese, man. Brie.
You like brie like that?
I used to do brie, man. But yeah, your boy didn't do cheese. Oh, and Papa Jack when I used to eat my chicken filet soup on the block sandwich.
Word. Okay. I can't front on that.
Charles is boring. He says cheddar on pizza is really good.
Cheddar. Well, it's been around a little while.
Oh my goodness, Teo just did it to that man.
It's classics. You like the classics.
Michelle Doris says cheddar and Gouda. Yes, brie and what's that second word, Teo?
Oh, hang on, I can't even see it. Gruyere. Yeah.
Is Velveeta really
Velveeta's not cheese, Miss Suzanne.
Really cheese, is it?
No, it's not cheese. No. I'm not hating on it, right? Because it is the secret ingredient for really, really gooey mac and cheese, to get that cool pull. But I don't know if you could call it cheese, really.
All right,
it's like a cheese product.
Before you go, we got to do this here. Samuel Gale Dill, MP Dill says that headline on the day following Hurricane Emily started with Emily's gills. Imagine living with that. I don't mean to laugh at you, MP, but you gave us something.
Yeah. I'm sure if she's ever needed, that's probably come up in her prayers as a younger person.
Yeah.
Give me the strength to carry this burden of the name you're giving me.
I'm telling you.
No, that's painful. I'd have been therapy about that.
Folks, don't forget, go visit our team at People's Pharmacy after 10 today. Hopefully, you might get a gift card to do some shopping while you're there. Tay, we're going to go take a break, and we'll be back with our guest today. Do you have pests during the summer?
Well, we're in Bermuda, so yeah, like the ants come, the roaches come.
Well, I thought I left the pest in Florida. Up here in Georgia, when I was coming from the gym today, I saw like a hardback thing. Man, I'm telling you no lie, everybody's still sleeping like fly something. So I was in the hallway, spraying all in the hallway. Like these things are not going to make it into my space, right? But yeah, I killed a few this morning, bro.
When you say hardback, what you mean?
It was like a hardback bug, man.
How big are you talking about?
It was small, but it was hardback.
Like if you stamp on it, you hear like the
yeah, that one. Yeah.
I don't like those ones, but
yeah, exactly. So your boy had to. Man, I went in, got the spray, and well, hopefully, Justin's going to tell me whether I did the right thing.
Yeah, it'd be something that they were like an endangered species, and and you just incriminated yourself.
And you don't help because you like literally are getting you got a kick out of stuff like this when I might have done something. Anyway, Taylor, you have a great day. You got a guest coming up.
All right, good to see you, bro.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this. We've got Justin Tavares coming up. We'll be back in 2 minutes, 50 seconds. You don't want to miss this. Big shout out to everyone listening, tuned into Hot 107.5. And if you're tuned in, streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram, please do us a favor. It costs you nothing. Give us a like, love, follow, share, subscribe. Make sure everyone in your WhatsApp groups knows how they can access these community conversations. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high quality functional products can be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Attention home renovators and design lovers, your dream space starts here. The brand new Kohler retail showroom at BAC Group is now open, bringing you up to 35% savings on all Kohler products at U.S. manufacturer suggested retail prices. That means no extra fees, no freight, no wharfage, no duty, no document processing fees, just pure cutting-edge Kohler design at unbeatable value. From sleek kitchen and bathroom faucets, vanities, toilets, to statement sinks, walking tubs, and spa-worthy bathtubs, BAC brings innovation and luxury within reach. Visit the BAC showroom on Mill Creek Road today for style, quality, no surprises. Just color from BAC.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. I am Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. Don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Don't forget, if you are tuned in on Hot 107.5, that is HOTT 107.5, you can take a video of you tuned in, send it to engage@thedailyhour.com, and you may be rewarded with something. We'll let you know. But do us that favor. Also, if you're tuned in and on one of the streams, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram, do us a favor. It costs you nothing. Just hit the like, love, follow, share, subscribe button. Just show us some love. Help us beat the algorithm. Without further ado, we've got a very special guest today, and it's Bermuda. It's summer, as Teo said. We have Pest, and we're going to have Justin Tavares come on and help us deal with these pests. Let's give a warm TDH welcome to our guest for the day, Justin Tavares. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, thank you. Happy to be here.
How are you?
Can't complain. Still early in the day. We'll see what happens the rest of it.
Yes. I gotta ask you before we jump into anything. It's cheese day. Do you have a favorite cheese?
Oof. Yeah. So I grew up eating cheese. I would have to say probably my favorite is queijo de São Jorge, the Portuguese cheese, because that's my heritage. But lately, my fiance makes a baked brie that is just out of this world. And I told her she has to stop making it because I'm trying to slim down a little bit before swimsuit season. It is not helping.
That's why I said that was my cheese, man. That brie, when I used to eat cheese.
Yeah.
Man,
as soon as you said that, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that was my thing. Well, thanks again for joining us. Just before we jump into the actual conversation, can you just share a bit about your background and what it is that you do?
Absolutely. So I am the operations manager for Bermuda Pest Control. The company itself has been around since 1952, so that makes us 73 this year. Wow. I've been with the company for about 10 years. I've been the operations manager for about 8. It's a family business, so was brought into the company and learned it after I graduated from university. And yeah, like I said, for the past 8 years, I've been at the ship essentially.
Nice, congratulations. So as we approach the summer season, as Taylor said, it's Bermuda, pests are going to be around. What are the most common pest issues that residents in Bermuda should be aware of, and why do these problems tend to escalate during the summer?
I mean, Mateo hit it basically on the head with what he's seeing. So typically in the summertime, we have the big 3. We've got ants, we've got roaches, and we've got termites. And everybody around the island is familiar with them. We've all seen them at one time or another. And right about now, when the weather's starting to heat up, pests in general tend to get a bit more active. And that's why we're seeing more of these home invaders literally coming out of the woodwork in some cases.
Audience, if you have any questions or comments for Justin, send them through. We'll get through as many comments and questions as possible. So with that said, then fumigation becomes important. Can you just explain the importance of fumigation in pest control specifically, and how does it differ from other methods and situations that could be possibly more effective?
Absolutely. So when people say fumigation, they can mean a variety of things. I was speaking to somebody yesterday that was saying fumigation meaning just a regular sprayer on the house. For us, fumigation is a tenting. That is putting the tarps over a building, that's, putting in the gas, leaving it overnight. And that's typically just done for termites. Every now and then we also have a pest called powder post beetles, which are a little bit harder to get rid of, but not nearly as common as the termites. I mean, you can drive around the island, you'll see a tarp somewhere or another. People are pretty familiar, especially this time of year when they're starting to swarm out. But getting a fumigation done when you have termites can help save your roof in the long run. Now, they're not necessarily, your roof isn't going to collapse, tomorrow if you've got termites. It takes a while for them to get to that point. But even outside of the summertime, because people will see them swarming in the summertime and think, oh, okay, it's, that's done. The termite season's over. Kind of. Those are the ones that are swarming, but the ones that are still inside the wood are still chomping away. It's just a progressive, ongoing thing. So we typically recommend, if you see signs of termites, getting it fumigated as soon as possible, just to sort of give you that peace of mind that your house is protected for a while at least.
I want to ask the audience, have you ever had to deal with pests in your home, and what have you done to get rid of them? Just want to get an idea if anyone has ever had to deal with pests, and what did you do to get rid of them? So for homeowners who like to minimize possible pest infestations, what proactive steps can people take to reduce the likelihood of pests entering their homes or maybe even their gardens?
So the name of the game is exclusion. It's Bermuda. A lot of Bermuda stone houses, a lot of older multi-generational houses. Things break down, you get cracks, you get crevices. It's just making sure that the house is sealed tight. If you close your front door and you can see light coming around the edges of the door, that's not sealed. Something's going to be able to get in. So it's basic maintenance around the house is going to be the biggest step in just excluding and keeping everything out. Tidying up around the outside of the house also helps. Certain pests, I know we've been getting a lot of calls for churchworms, for example. Cleaning up like leaf litter and yard clippings and that sort of thing minimizes their environment and helps prevent them from getting into the house. Making sure that there's no standing water, people leave a bucket sitting outside, it fills with water, mosquitoes start breeding in there, and now all of a sudden you're calling and saying, hey, I'm getting bitten up, what's going on? So just sort of doing that sort of maintenance in and around the house is going to be the biggest thing to keeping pests out.
That's important. Audience, did you get that? Simple maintenance could make a difference. Justin, we're talking to Justin Tavares from Bermuda Pest Control. If you're just tuning in, he's helping us. He's given us a lot of insight as to what we can do to help reduce pest infestation during the summer and beyond. But we live in a time where Teo thinks I was going to get in trouble with you just now because, it's a very eco-friendly time. You don't want to, kill off things that are, necessary, especially like bees and so on that we need and the like. But before we go there, let's talk about eco-friendly stuff. Are there any natural or eco-friendly pest control solutions that you'd recommend for those who want to avoid chemical treatments?
Absolutely. So for the average homeowner, there's a few different steps that you can do before it gets to needing chemicals. And now a lot of this is going to be based on your threshold and your pest tolerance. I mean, some people I know that they see a couple insects and like, all right, that's fine. Smack them with a shoe, clean it up. That's good. We're good. But I know some people that see one cockroach and they're calling us saying, hey, I need you to come down, nuke the house, like get rid of it. I don't want this in my house. But before it gets to that point, we talked about the exclusion. That's the biggest thing. Next is cultural and sort of sanitation, just making sure things are clean. You've got insects like flies that like to go after, maybe you've got a fruit ball on the counter. It's something starting to go bad, starting to attract some flies there. You've got the physical and kind of mechanical, which is again going back to fixing up the house, making sure your screens are good, maybe some caulking around a window or such to prevent any entrance there. If we're talking like garden, there's biological, which means, don't kill the helpful beneficial insects. Like, I know ladybugs are a big one, that they get rid of aphids and that sort of thing. And then like the last step is chemical. But if you're looking for something a little bit sort of in between, there are some essential oils that do have pest control benefits. People are pretty familiar with citronella oil. It's great for keeping mosquitoes away. They sell those little tiki torches things that fill it up with oil, set it off, it's good to go. Peppermint oil is also a good one for keeping out roaches, ants, and sometimes even rodents.
Indeed. And look, this is great. I mean, it's great, the information that you're giving people, things they can do for themselves and the like. But what can Bermuda Pest Control, what services do you offer that can assist with the concerns people have about pest infestation and beyond that?
So we offer a full suite of pest control treatments. So we do it all from ants and roaches and termites. We do rodent control. We have just recently started offering a bird nest removal service because, it's that time of year. Starlings are nesting people's houses, and with that can sometimes come bird mites, which is a whole other health issue. So we tackle all of it.
All righty. Let's go to the audience. We've got quite a few questions. Let's go to Shamari Sky is asking, how long does the chemicals used to kill the pests stay on furniture?
Good question. So that depends on the chemical and on the pest that it was being used on. If we're talking like fumigation for termites or something like that, it doesn't. The specific chemical we use has no residual. It is as soon as it's out of the house, it's gone. Don't need to wipe anything down, anything like that. If it's more of like a chemical that we would use in our tanks and do a perimeter treatment around a house, that can last for up to 30 days, but that's only going to be affecting insects. Like, it's not going to affect anybody's pets or people or children or anything like that. So even then, that's not too much of a concern, and we're not really spraying the furniture anyways. If it's something like Bagon or something like that, best option is to just read the label. Label is a law, and it'll tell you exactly, this is what you need to do, if you need to wipe it down, all that sort of information.
All right. Hedley and Swan, she says, lately we have been dealing with an excessive amount of big worms interior and exterior of our home. It's extremely gross. Please advise.
So when we say big worms, for most people, that typically means millipedes / churchworms. Sometimes people think centipedes as well. And for both of those, it's the same sort of thing. It's keeping sort of leaf litter and keeping the yard clean. They like to live in mulch. They like to live in, discarded plant material. So if you've got a tree that, leaves are falling, gets damp, it starts getting a little mucky underneath the tree. They thrive in that. So getting that sort of area cleaned up is a big help. If it's still being an issue, there are certain pesticides like granular insecticides that can help limit how many are getting in and take care of the ones that sort of cross that border.
All right. We've got Nicole Walker asking, any suggestions to reduce or eliminate snails in the garden?
So when it comes to snails, a good one is eggshells. So saving your eggshells, crushing them up and putting them in the garden, it's not just a good way to compost and, keep stuff out of the trash, but snails actually don't like the shells of the eggs because they have such a soft body. As they go over the eggshells, it sort of pricks them and scratches them, and they just do not like that.
Okay. A lot of questions for you, Justin. You got to do this more often.
Yeah, I mean, sure, bring it on.
And Nika DeShields asking, do the chemicals cause any adverse effects to humans?
For the most part, no. There are some chemicals, like with the termite fumigation, the chemical that's used is a very deadly gas, but that's why we take full precautions when doing any fumigation. the average chemical that you're spraying around the house, no. I mean, some people might be allergic in a very small sense as it's being sprayed, which is why, if we're using that sort of chemical, we wear our respirators and we make sure nobody else is in the area. I'm allergic to some of the chemicals that we use. But for the average homeowner, no. They're whatever we're putting down, we're making sure that it's done in a safe, effective manner that's not going to affect anybody around.
Indeed. We've got Shamari Skies asking, does Bermuda Pest Control service vehicles as well? Bermuda is experiencing a spider infestation in vehicles presently.
So we do, actually. If somebody's got a pest in their vehicle, whether it's a spider, cockroaches, any sort of thing that's creeping around that doesn't need to be, we do fumigate vehicles. They can be brought to our office. It's a 2-day, 1-night process. So you bring it to our office the first day, we would treat it overnight, and then first thing next morning around 9 o'clock or so, you're good to pick up your vehicle and drive off. And anything that wasn't there will not be there anymore.
Gotcha. Michelle Doors asking, is the eco-friendly fumigation as effective as chemical fumigation?
So when we're saying eco-friendly fumigation, if we're talking, again, in our industry, we differentiate the regular spraying from actual fumigation, which is the tenting. When it comes to the actual tenting, there unfortunately is no eco-friendly product. There's 2 products out there. It's the same chemical, just different names. It's called Bicane, but the actual name is sulfurofluoride. Not super eco-friendly, but it is necessary. It's the only 100% guaranteed way to get rid of termites. If we're talking like a regular spray, then the eco-friendly stuff can be. It's something that's going to take a bit more time, though. What we found is that the chemical treatments versus the eco-friendly treatments, the chemical tends to be a bit faster and give you the results for a bit longer. It's a bit better of a product, because if the eco-friendly stuff was, a 1-to-1 with the regular chemicals, then yeah, no reason why we would use the regular chemicals. But because it doesn't quite have that sort of quick, long-lasting effect that most people are looking for, that's why we do have to use both in tandem.
Indeed. Let's ask this question. Final question from the audience. Mark Otzi Phillips, he's saying, is there a charge for site visit to access any pest issue you would have on your property?
So no, there is no charge for site visits. We take care of that, no problem. Insect identification is one of my favorite things to do. So, Jamal, you're talking about the hard bag that I think you said that you were dealing with this morning. I mean, just from what you've been telling me, it sounds like a June bug, if it's a little beetle type thing. But identification of the pest is the biggest thing, both from our perspective of getting the right service done, the right treatment done, to the homeowner's peace of mind and what they can do to sort of, not get all the way to a chemical treatment. We're happy to help people get to where they want to be with their pest problems, whether or not that involves us actually coming out and spraying or not.
All right. We've got Renee Simmons. She says, I leave a small sponge with vinegar in the window to keep ants and mosquitoes away. And then Kathy Ann Painter is asking, is vinegar helpful as a deterrent for whistling frogs?
So the vinegar, yeah, sure. If that's helping, vinegar is known to have pest repellent properties. It's also a very good way to take care of flies. That's why they make vinegar traps. But as far as the whistling frogs, that I'm not too sure of. Bermuda's whistling frogs are a very unique existence. I mean, it's definitely something that we're known for. So, Jamal, you were mentioning earlier about not affecting, animals that we're not trying to affect. Whistling frogs is one of them. That's something that we try to shy away from because we don't want to harm the little guys.
Yeah, indeed. Maybe they're singing a bit too much in her window. Philip Trice says, what are your thoughts on just using heat for removing termites?
Good question. So heat treatment, in my experience, has been hit or miss. There's a lot of factors that have to go into it. the area that is getting heat treated, the interior of the wood needs to hit 140 degrees Fahrenheit sustained in order to kill the termites. So you can imagine how hot the rest of the space has to be, as thick as Bermuda beams are. If you got a termite right in the middle of that, you're heating the rest of that space up real hot to get all the way into the middle to take care of that. So that's part of the issue. The other issue is with that high heat, it can start damaging electrical wiring. I've heard of people where they're like, they had it done in their bathroom and the seal around their toilet's gone. And now there's, water coming out and that sort of thing. So it's not something that we offer because we just have not found it to be as effective as doing the fumigations, but it is a method that can be used for taking care of termites.
I guess to round it out, like, what advice would you give someone who's dealing with a persistent pest problem despite taking some of the preventive measures you mentioned? Like, basically, at what point should they contact Bermuda Pest Control?
Gotcha. Well, I was mentioning before, you've got your sort of pest threshold where you're realizing, okay, I've seen one or two that was fine, but now I'm seeing a lot more. Something needs to be done. And if you've tried everything, give us a call. We can either advise on maybe there was something that you can do that you didn't know you could do. If it comes to it, we're happy to come out and give a spray or treatment and take care of the issue ourselves. Really, we're just here to work with everybody and make sure everybody can enjoy a pest-free home.
All righty. And how can people get in touch to learn more? Audience, don't be afraid. No one's going to judge you. We all have pests. It's Bermuda. But how can people get in touch to really find out how they can enjoy a pest-free summer?
Yeah. So if you want to stop by and see us in person, our office is 15 10-Pin Crescent over off Middle Road, just behind the Warwick Pharmacy up the hill from the bowling alley. So if you want us to come in, stop in and say hi, if you have a pest that you want identified, that's the best thing to do is bring it to us so I can stick it under a microscope and give you a much more accurate answer. You can call us. Number is 232-7378, which is BDA Pest on the dial pad. Or you can email us at info@pestcontrol.bm.
Justin, this has been amazing. This has been engaging. This is why podcasts probably aren't the best in Bermuda, but live and engaging conversations are, because the audience has the opportunity to communicate with you directly and get responses. Don't be surprised if they're blowing up your phone today. They won't say it out loud. But thank you so much. And hopefully you're not a stranger, because I think these conversations are helpful in our community. So thank you so much. And we look forward to talking to you soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. Justin Tavares, folks. Please, Justin Tavares, folks, make sure you give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We're going to take our final break and come back, and you don't want to miss this. That's all I'll say. You don't want to miss this. Stick with us.
Forget the usual. Ditch the ordinary. Go off-grid, where adventure meets barefoot luxury. Welcome to Off-Grid RV Bermuda, the island's first recreational vehicle retreat where nature meets luxury in a fully solar-powered Airstream RV. Enjoy eco-conscious linens, cozy robes, a stove, and full bath in a mobile home. You'll find peace in every detail of your stay. Now accepting bookings for overnight stays and half-day escapes. We deliver and set up your Airstream at one of our 10 hand-picked island gems, or right to your private residence. Whether it's a honeymoon, golf getaway, birthday, or solo recharge, you'll get quality service every time. Book now at offgridrvbermuda.com and discover the sleep, serenity, and scenery you've been craving.
Hey, you all right, bud? I don't know, man. I finished running 20 minutes ago, and I feel like I'm still panting.
Look like you need to recover. Try this here. New drink. Oh, you're like you want to go to the hospital in 2 seconds. This make you fast like Flora.
Tastes good.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.
Hey, we again.
I'm recovered, bye.
Being from this little island, like yourself, we knew you needed access to reliable shipping. We set up mailboxes so you can skip all the long waits or held up in customs excuses.
With mailboxes, that won't happen. Get your packages in under 48 hours using our dashboard.
Plus, if you're a planner or headerer, our weekly consolidation service might be for you. We hold your packages in Delaware and ship them together to save you big time on shipping fees.
And with our warehouse being in Delaware, that means 0% sales tax. Pretty cool, right guys?
Looking for the best care for your pets? Nova's Ark Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
Alrighty, welcome back. Thanks again to Justin Tavares. Such an engaging conversation. And thank you to the audience for being so engaging this morning. Hopefully, we got to as many questions and comments as we could, but feel free to reach out to him directly if your question or comment was not able to be read. But thank you all for that. Thank you to BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we can have these conversations with you on a regular basis. If you haven't already, just do us that big favor. Help us beat the algorithm so that so many of your friends, family, colleagues, and the greater community has access. Help us beat the algorithm. Just give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, audience, are you ready? It's music related today. I want to see if anyone gets this. Something tells me I know who you're going to say, but you're not going to be right. In the 1990s, what singer was named Billboard's Artist of the Decade? No one got it. No one got it. Wow. Renee Simmons said Prince, that's a no. Anika DeShield says MJ, that's a no. Marquita Lee says MJ, that's a no. Anthony Richardson said Stevie Wonder, that's a no. And Stacey Ann Brown must have Googled it because she got Mariah. It's not Whitney Houston, Suzanne Ingham. Yes, Nicole, welcome. Mariah Carey, it was Mariah. Mariah Carey was the artist of the 90s. Yeah. I knew everyone was going to go with like a MJ, or I was shocked no one said Suzanne said Whitney. I thought people would say Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston, but yeah, it was Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey. Yeah, nope, not Janet, not Whitney. It was Mariah. Folks, let's wrap it up. Look, regarding the discussion this morning, look, we need to support local businesses. It's bad enough that big businesses have infiltrated the retail space like Amazon, period. We've seen what big retailers have done to small towns throughout North America. I don't think Bermuda's in a position where we can afford that. And I think it's on us to educate the consumer about the choices that they make. Bermuda has a volume problem. I don't think the answer to the volume problem is to eliminate local business. I think that would be disastrous and detrimental to us socially as much as it will be economically. As far as the conversation with Justin Tavares, absolutely appreciate all that I learned this morning. Take some steps, like look for those open spaces. Pests don't just come where it's dirty. That's something I've learned as well. And take some, eco-friendly steps to ensure that you get rid of the pests. I'm going to try that vinegar thing, although I don't, I saw that thing in the hallway, but I don't think I could put stuff in the hallway, but I'll check it out. Or you can just get a dog like Bella, and Bella will make sure that the pests know not to come back, right? So if you have a cat, I know cats do a job for pests as well. Those are the easy routes, I guess. But thanks again to Justin for coming on and engaging with us so much. Folks, do not forget that we are at People's Pharmacy this morning. You want to go to People's Pharmacy. Our team will be there, and you might actually be lucky and get yourself a gift card. So go check it out. Go check from 10 o'clock on. We'll be at People's. Get your shop on. If you're looking for something, even if you're not, take advantage of something you may not know is there. You could possibly buy one of those 6 Bermuda Trivia editions if you don't, and you might get a gift card to go towards it. So check us out at People's Pharmacy later today. All right, here's your daily inspiration for the day. Quote, you have to believe in yourself when no one else does. And that's from Amy Poehler. You have to believe in yourself when no one else does. Self-belief is important. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. And don't forget, get out there from 10 a.m. to about noon at People's and hang out with the Daily Hour crew. Make a purchase or two. See you later. Peace.